Media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
The strategy of the globalists through their puppet Obama is to go after the Second Amendment in the name of fighting terrorism. They're now running ads saying Al-Qaeda is going to get us if we don't turn our guns in. So we're going to play that ad coming up after our guest, Becky Aker, leaves us in about 15 minutes. We're talking about the crimes of the TSA. But we're going to go to some more of your phone calls, that then get into the health issues associated with this, the serious health dangers. Who's up next here, John? All right, Kevin in New Jersey, you're on the air. Welcome. Keith in New Jersey, go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Great to talk to you, first-time caller. Thank you. Kudos. You've been instrumental in my awakening. I'll keep it real quick. I just went to fly out on Sunday out of the Philly airport, and, I sat there for a good 20 minutes, half hour, and watched about 300 people go through. No one opted out. Everyone went straight through the scanner. I got up, and then it was, opt out. So, they took me over to the corner, and, before the guy started, I asked him if he was prepared to violate, my constitutional rights. And, from there, it started. And, before it got really ugly, the guy looked me in the eye, and he couldn't even... he couldn't even look me in the eye and tell me that he wasn't violating my rights. So, the bottom line is, you are right, Alex. It's time for 1776. I'm sick of this.
Did he check your waivos? Did he squeeze on those?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. I didn't even get to that part yet. But, yeah, he did. He absolutely did, and, the whole time he's doing this, I'm saying, how can you sit here and do this all day to these people? And he says, hey, man, this is just a job. Leave me alone. I'm bothering him, talking about the Constitution and pointing out what they're doing. I'm bothering them, and they're standing around. The snake manager comes over with the shifty eyes, and, the TSA, they're standing there with their arms folded, and they're shaking their head. And, and it's amazing that, people just walk by and have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to bring attention.
And they're going to lose their pension funds. They're going to lose their property rights, their children. Everybody's going to learn we're going into Soviet Russia here. But now, how dare you complain before a man, even a woman doing it when you didn't want her would be upsetting. Now, tell us what he did to the waivos.
He did, he explained that, he was just going to use the back of his hand, and he pulled out the dirty gloves from his pocket. I work in the healthcare field, and, that was something that I pointed out, too. And they take their gloves out, and they just dash some hand sanitizer, which is, come on.
It's only to protect him from you. He's going to give you all that day's loving. All those people continue. So he's going to give you a little disease now.
That's correct. Yeah, so... And, I said, regardless, I don't care if you use your hand or your elbow. If you touch me there, it's going to be a problem, and I'm going to speak up. And that's exactly what he did. He ran his hands down, my buttocks and also, up my legs. And, it's supposed to be, it says it's going to use the back of the hand, but trust me, they're there, and it's a sensitive area.
But that's freedom to keep you safe from Al-Qaeda. So how did all this end? Because I want to come back and get our guest take on it.
Well, how this all ended is I went through, and I was actually flying out for a business trip, and how this ended is I went through security, and now I'm refusing to fly. And, it's funny because, I get back to work, and, I sit down with my boss, and it's like, no one even understands what's going on. And it's like, are you some kind of conspiracy theorist?
No, I know. Questioning a man grabbing your genitals is now a conspiracy theory. Questioning, having any opinion, not wanting to be a slave is a conspiracy theorist, and the police are trained. You need to be arrested and put in a FEMA camp. No kidding. This is it. They're here, folks. The takeover's here. Becky, let's get your take on the other side.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We got loaded phone lines with people abused by the TSA. He just joined us. A fellow in the last 5 minutes talked about a business trip. He works in the medical field. The guy had dirty gloves on, took him out of his pocket all dirty, grabbed his genitals, went inside his buttocks, exactly as Jesse Ventura's suit says. I've seen it, with just a man running his hand right down between the governor's buttocks, going right up and then checking. Let me see what those are. Okay. State reps in Texas said they were bruised. They were, light pressure hurts. They actually check and squeeze. This is, you wonder how folks in Nazi Germany lined up, stripped down naked, got marched in, to be murdered because they were taught to comply. And most Americans would, I've seen the photos and film of women going into pits with their babies and then being gunned down. And the Soviets did that too. And most Americans would, because it's an officer. They would. I'm not joking here. Talking to syndicated columnist and journalist Becky Aker. Becky, do you disagree with the statement I just made?
No, in fact, I think you're right on target. I am constantly amazed at the senseless, cruel, barbaric orders Americans will follow. I will never forget having a conversation with one elderly Christian gentleman, and he was telling me very proudly how he's never broken a law and he obeys anything the government tells him to do. And I said, his wife was suffering from Alzheimer's. I said, so you're telling me that if federal agents surrounded your house tomorrow and told you to put your wife out for collection, they're taking her away to a nursing home, because he was very proudly taking care of him himself right then. I said, you would hand her over? Absolutely. Didn't hesitate.
No, they think America is about being a slave.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I know. These are very dangerous people, and they're everywhere, and that's who the government hires. I bet money that guy worked for the government.
Yes.
Oh, he had.
This is a horrible tendency, and it's completely alien to the generations that went before us.
What did you think of the guy saying that when he went back to the medical firm he works at and said, I can't fly anymore? They called him a conspiracy theorist. It's admitted they're grabbing the genitals, but so now having an opinion, something alien in all of human history, lining you up, grabbing your genitals, now to even question is a conspiracy theory.
I'm always amused at how the corporate media phrases it the same way. You know, some passengers may object to the TSA's pat-downs for enhanced security. No, tell us what it really is. Many people object to being raped. That's the way to phrase it. Okay, the corporate media just cooperates and makes out that we're some kind of wackos or something, when actually anyone in his right mind objects to being bruised.
Well, look, I mean, all the lobbies for the hotels, the rent cars, all of it, you know it's hurting tourism and travel and business. And my wife and children will not get on your planes, and you're losing that business, and it just continues from there. Let's take another call. We got to move quick here. Russell in California. Russell, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex. First-time caller, long-time listener. I'm doing a little research, and I was wondering if perhaps you and Becky could touch on the topic of the TSA and the Trusted Traveler program just being a way to kind of initiate...
No. In fact, that was my next point, biometrics. They always meant, they said they'd do this 8 years ago, to make you have a card and biometrically face scan and thumbprint. And so they're torturing us with this. Then they're going to offer the card, which then you'll need to buy a gun, anything. It's a whole new system where they approve you to have a job, to buy a gun. No judge, no jury, just a magic list. But they admit they're going to keep the groping. They're still going to call you out now, just not everyone. And so people are now going to accept the federal ID card. Becky?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. It's a way for them to get even more control over us, but they're selling it as, oh, now you can have more convenience when you fly. And Alex, going back to your point before about how Americans are just slaves, I'm constantly amazed by that too. It's like, because it's a little more convenient, you'll give the government this much more power over you, whatever it may be, whether it's secure flight or something else. And by the way, don't you love that name, Trusted Traveler? Like, they'll trust us. You know, when they consider us all terrorists, but they trust us. So it's more normally known as secure flight, which also is very Orwellian. But at any rate, it's exactly what you're saying. It's an attempt by the TSA to tie together all our behavior. You're going to have to submit tax returns to qualify for this thing. So what happens when you get to the airport and you and the IRS are having a dispute? Are you arrested on the spot?
No, and they admit, you're not just saying this could happen. That's what this is.
Oh, no, that's fact.
No buy, no sell. This is you've got to have that approved card tied to your face scan to literally drive a car.
Yes.
Oh, my God, this is so incredible. This is such a diabolical plan. That's why we obsess on this TSA issue, because we have the documents, as you said, and now they're admitting that it's going to be on the streets of America. People are like, how did you know they'd be on the streets? Because they said they were going to do this.
Yes. That's a fascinating point about TSA. It lies about everything all the time, except about its plans for the future to take over all of American society. For some reason, it's very upfront about that, and it has long threatened to go beyond airports to control all aspects of travel.
Well, it's all about just brazenly throwing it in your face, and now they're getting ready with their LCIA to attack sports stadiums, shopping malls. The telescreens are going in, saying spy on your neighbors. I mean, America screens saying watch everyone, goons everywhere. Now they have Boy Scouts with the TSA nationwide at parades, and the little kids with their arms folded looking at grandma. I mean, this is the Stasi society. Alex in Kansas, you're on the air.
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Long-time listener, Planet TV member. Appreciate what you're doing. I have a 15-year-old daughter that was with a traveling choir going from Kansas to Seattle. Got to the airport, typical 15-year-old not paying attention. She just walked through the body scanner, and they promptly, single her out. Tell her to go back through the scanner.
Oh, yeah, that's I got to stop you. That's the other big lie. They're always saying to everybody, we just do the scanner, we won't grope you. Everywhere I've flown, everyone that goes through the scanner, in all the flights I've done, everyone who goes through the scanner is then called over for a grope down as well. They say, well, we only scan